Hey y'all, I have some scripture to deliver that I am late according to God's timing on delivering because I was quite frankly running from it, afraid to deliver the message. Um, I got some scripture. It was Luke 1:30 where the angel tells Mary not to be afraid. So that was emphasizing don't be afraid to speak this. And also another one that made me laugh was Acts 12:15, where the first part of it says they didn't believe her. You're out of your mind, they said. So definitely this is one of those ones where I'm going to feel a little crazy giving the message, but I'd rather people think I'm crazy than face being in trouble by God for not giving the message. Because this message does go with a vision or dream that I had. So first I'm going to give the first two scriptures are John 33:14 through 18 and Numbers 12 verses 16, where those two talk about God speaking to people in dreams and in visions. And so that was confirmation again for me about what had happened to me. And then I got Habakkuk 2:2, which it says, then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets that he may run who reads it. So that was some further instruction to write down the vision and share it. I'm going to go back to Numbers 12:16 and just read. It says, he said, listen to my words. When there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, reveal myself to them in visions, and I speak to them in dreams. Am I a prophet? No, I don't think so. Is this God giving me confirmation of what I experienced again? Yes, because let's face it, I've talked about dreams and visions and how I don't usually share them. So I always talk about me when I receive them praying to God and asking for guidance and asking for discernment and understanding of what these things mean. And so I received those and got enough confirmation that I felt it was okay to share this. But I also emphasize you listening that you do the same. Pray to God, ask him for understanding, let him know what it is that he wants you to gain from this. So I'm going to get straight to the vision. Like I said, I was not asleep. And I got some phrases. It was war with the heavens, 1 Kings 17, which I'll go back and say what that is. Build up your storehouse, famine, and Keiv, K-E-I-V. 1 Kings 17 is the story of Elijah and the widow. She had enough flour and oil to make some bread for herself and her son to eat before they were dying because there was a famine there. Elijah said, hey, if you make this bread for me, God will make sure that you don't run out, that you don't run out of flour and you don't run out of oil. And that's what happened. She fed him and they did not run out of flour and oil. Kyiv is the capital of Ukraine. I had to look that up, and I'm not going to lie, I am not a geography person and I hated high school. So Kyiv is the capital of Ukraine. Further investigating online, Ukraine is where most places get their flour from. So that brings us to build up your storehouse, and that is my interpretation that God is giving us a warning to make sure that you have enough of these items for your pantry, for yourself, and for others, and I'll get to scripture. So this vision all goes with scripture. So everything that I heard, those phrases, is being backed by scripture, and that scripture is Jeremiah 25 verses 27 through 38, which I will read. And it says, tell them the Lord of the heavens armies, the God of Israel says, drink from this cup of my wrath until you are drunk and vomit and fall to rise no more, for I am sending terrible wars upon you. And if they refuse to accept the cup, tell them the Lord of the heavens armies says you must drink it. You cannot escape. I have begun to punish my own people should you go free. No, you shall not evade punishment. I will call for war against all the people of the earth. Therefore prophesy against them. Tell them the Lord will shout against his own from his holy temple in heaven and against all those living on earth. He will shout as the harvesters do who tread the juice from the grapes. That cry of judgment will reach the farthest ends of the earth, for the Lord has a case against all the nations, all mankind. He will slaughter the wicked. See, declares the Lord Almighty, the punishment shall go from nation to nation. A great whirlwind of wrath shall rise against the farthest corners of the earth. On that day, those the Lord has slain shall fill the earth from one end to another, or one end to the other. No one shall mourn for them, nor gather up the bodies to bury them. They shall fertilize the earth. Weep and moan, O evil shepherds. Let the leaders of mankind beat their heads upon the stones, for their time has come to be slaughtered and scattered. They shall fall like fragile women, and you will find no place to hide, no way to escape. Listen to the frantic cries of the shepherds and to the leaders shouting in despair, for the Lord has spoiled their pastures. People now living undisturbed will be cut down by the fierceness of the anger of the Lord. He has left his lair like a lion seeking prey. Their land has been laid waste by warring armies because of the fierce anger of the Lord. All of that goes back to warring. It says war in the heavens, or war with the heavens, because the scripture talks about warring armies. Famine, that in it talks about the Lord spoiling their pastures, and the warring armies, the land has been laid to waste. We know about the war that was going on there, how they did not get to harvest the flour. So he's giving us a warning to build up your storehouse, stock your pantries. Again, this is not one of those messages where I'm telling you to run out and buy everything off the shelf and panic buy, because you're not supposed to, sorry, I'm shaking my phone. You're not supposed to gather these things and leave it to where no one has anything else to purchase. That is also given in scripture. I was given Isaiah 58:10, where it says, feed the hungry and help those in trouble. Then your light will shine out from the darkness, and the darkness around you will be as bright as noon. So prepare yourselves, but also be prepared to help others in need. This is not a time for you to look out for yourself. This is a time to prepare yourself in a calmly manner, I would say, and be willing to help anyone who is in need. Sorry about the noise in the background. There's some stuff going on outside. Then I got John 5:25. It says, I assure you that the time is coming, indeed it is here now, when the dead will hear my voice and the voice of the Son of God, and those who listen will live. Next I have John 16:33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. And then Acts 2:40, it says, and with many other words he warned them and pleaded with them, save yourselves from this corrupt generation. And then Proverbs 8:33, listen to my instruction and be wise, do not disregard it. Yeah, that's the message. That was the vision that I had. I was pressed to share it, and I encourage you to pray to God and ask him for guidance on what to do with this message. I just know that I was pressed in my heart to share it, and I'm only human. I waited so that I would be given scripture that goes with it, and not some kind of interpretation that I came up with on my own. Clearly, that scripture matches all the things that I had heard, and I beg you for two things. One, go to God with it. Let him press on your heart of what you should do with this message. And two, always find the light. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye.